The drama begins on a beautiful, quiet morning, showing the campus of an arts high school. It was full of energy all around. The students were talking to each other, laughing and having fun, while the whole atmosphere was very lively. That's when the scene shifted to Class 3. It was basically a management major class. And today there was a discussion about a new topic in the class, where an exchange student from Japan has been admitted to their class. So everyone started making different stories about him. Someone says, maybe she's a gangster's daughter, and someone imagines she has a lot of tattoos on her body. The face will be terrifying. Others think he may have been involved in a serious problem at his previous school. That's why he was sent here. In this way, everyone started to drown in their fantasy world with him. Just then, the door to the classroom opened. Another sweet voice is heard. Hi, which makes everyone look at the door, and that's when all their imaginations are shattered. Because the girl standing in front of them was the exact opposite of their idea. She was a cute, simple, and friendly type of girl. Then the girl entered the class with a smile and introduced herself and said, "My name is Hiro Sehana, and she likes Korean culture very much, who loves pop, drama, Korean food. Everything is her favorite. She was a member of the Korean Culture Club in her school." Then the girl was a little shy and excited and said to everyone, "You can also call me Hannah-chan, and I hope we can all be good friends." It changes in an instant, and everyone is relieved. Because they know he's a gangster. No, not a bad girl, but a very sweet girl. And that's how Hanali's new school life began. Then the teacher came and assigned him a seat and told him to sit next to the class president Shinjia and instructed Shinjia to show Hanali around the school. Hanali, meanwhile, understood Korean, but he spent most of his time in Japan. Yet surprisingly, everyone understood him easily. Later, when Hanali sat next to Shinjia, the gossip in the class started again. Everyone is surprised because Shinjia is usually She was a street and cold type girl. But today, he is talking to Hanal with a smile. That's when we were shown a flashback. One day, Shinji had been waiting for her boyfriend Kim Boren for a long time, but he didn't come, which made Shinji angry and left alone. That's when he sees Baron with another girl in a mini-market. Seeing this, Shinja became even more angry and gave the girl a thread. Seeing this, Baron explained to Shinja and said, "Hey, stupid girl, she is my cousin. I came from Japan today. That's why I came to meet him." And that cousin was none other than Hanali. Shinja fell into an uncomfortable situation and then met Hanali, which Hanali was very happy to see. Then the scene comes back to the present time where Hanali is curious and says to Shinja, "Please show me the whole school here." After hearing this, Shinja started showing him different departments. He explained that the award-winning creators came out of the directing department. Talented performers come from acting majors, and the management major is the backbone of the entire school. Those who handle everything from the backstage. Hanali was very impressed to hear all this, and he watched everything with great interest. But suddenly his eyes fell on a movie poster. He looked at it and asked, "Have you seen this movie before?" He says he loves the story of this movie, where a detective helps a young boy. Whenever the boy's father troubles him, the detective gives him the keys to his office. Wherever he goes, he feels safe, and he watches this movie many times. Saw it. He especially likes the actor at the end. So after hearing all this, Shinjia casually says that she hasn't changed much yet, and pointed to Hani in the corridor. Where we see Guyanho walking with his friends, he is accompanied by Kim Boren, Sanseo, and Nam Min-soo. When they arrive, the entire corridor is filled with commotion because they were not just ordinary students, they were the most popular group in the school because Guyanho, former child actor Chen Seo, talented actor, Nam Min-soo, carefree influencer, Kim Boren, charming and reliable then introduces Hanali to everyone. Then Nam Minso came forward first and taught Hanali to grid in a funny style. At this point, Gwyn Hor was repeatedly scanning the rabbit kit in Hanali's bag. It seemed like it was something very important to him. Moments later, when they had all left, Go Yonho turned around and looked at Hanal before leaving. Then, in the afternoon, Hanali came to the school grounds and started taking selfies alone and playing with her kitchen rabbit. Seeing that Go Yunho is sitting behind him, Hanali then goes to Go Yonho and says, "I know you," which Go Yonho asked lightly, "Are you my fan?" Hearing this, Hanali fell silent, and then Go Yonho left. And this is where the first phase of their complicated relationship begins. The next day, when Hanali was coming to school with Kim Boring, Namisu called out to her from behind, "Hana bags." Causes. He watched Hanali move around with everything in her bag. When he asked for water, Hanali gave him water without any delay. It is understood that he is now slowly blending in with everyone. Gyayan, on the other hand, brings cookies to class and shares them with everyone. Sanchia takes a cookie and puts it aside because she has somewhere to go. Hana, on the other hand, noticed that Shinjia was reading a book. Seeing this, Hanali asks him, "Are you reading a book?" Hearing this, Shinjia reads a dialogue from the book to Hanali. Hanali was so impressed by this book that she decided to read this book. He will also read it himself, so he goes to the library where Chansio was working as a volunteer at that time. He laughs when he sees Hanali and offers him a cookie, and jokingly says that the shelves of this library are magical, but Hanali is very surprised when he hears it. Then Sansio gives Hanali a book and tells her to open a certain page and close her eyes, which Hanali does exactly, and she actually gets a cookie. He was excited to see it and asked for something more, which made Sansio laugh and said, "Hey, I was just kidding." Hearing this, Hanali herself started laughing. The next day practical training was announced in the class. The teacher said that the acting and management students would project together, and it was very important for the midterm grade. Then the group was created. Hanali was a little nervous when she saw her group, which Guyonho understands then. He realizes that Hanali is still not fully comfortable in the new environment. The teacher then asks her to help Hanali and gives Sinjia backup support. At the end of the class, Hanali went to Sinjia and asked for help. But Shinjia says it's a group task. You have to do it yourself. Hanali was even more worried. At that time, Kim Boren and Namsu gave a funny idea that they would play a basketball match to decide the group leader, which Guyan did not agree with at first. But when Naminsu punched him, he agreed, and the rule was very simple, that whoever loses, he will give everyone a trade. Then the match starts. Hanali comes with full preparations. He has made a banner out of cardboard to watch the match. During the match, Nammin then shouted, "Hey Hana, I am. Share." Then the game. It becomes very intense towards the end. Rapid movement, competition, the whole atmosphere was filled with excitement. And in the end, Gu, Yunho, and Chanchi won the match. Now, according to the rules, the name Minsu has to be traded. But as soon as the match ended, Go, Yonho quietly left. Everyone is a little surprised to see this. The other three then took Hanali to a secret place. It was the drama club room in the basement of the school. There they had prepared a surprise for Hanali. The whole room was decorated. Hanali enters it all. It becomes emotional to see it. They were hiding all his reactions. Just then, Guyunhu suddenly appeared. By mistake, he pushes Hanali a little, and at that moment, the surprise exploded. Colored papers fly around. The two look at each other for a few seconds. Suddenly, Sean went to Japan. A girl with a uniform similar to Hanali's, and she was sitting in a room. Then he was asked about Hanali. Hearing this, the girl got angry and said that Hanali is very bad, and one of the worst girls. That's when Sean. Back in the present time, the drama is back in the club room, where everyone was celebrating. Hanali thanked everyone, and it becomes emotional again. Then they all ate together and talked. Sanseo then asks, "What is your favorite Korean food?" Hanali then named many foods. Then comes the movie. Hanali casually says the name of a movie by Gu Yongha. Everybody looks at him. Seeing this, Gu Yong said with an attitude, "I'm used to hearing this." When he sees it, the name Men's imitates his style. And look at it. Then everyone started laughing. Then rock, paper, scissors are played to fix the cleaning. In the end, Hanali and Senzi also lost. That's why they have to clean up. At the end of the cleanup, they go out to throw garbage together. On the way back, Senseo then asked Hanali, "Why did you come to Korea?" Hanali then said that I want to be an artist manager. And the manager is always closest to his artist. I want to be next to someone who has fulfilled her dream, Sansia said. Suddenly, she noticed that her shoelaces were open, so she sat down and tied it, which made Chansia feel a little hesitant. Then Hanali smiled and said, "I am your manager. It is my responsibility to take care of you." Then, when everyone was returning home, Hanali, Sanseo, and Guyonho were sitting together at the bus stop. Then Hanali started asking questions about them, and she took out her notebook and started writing all the information in it, which made Go Yonho annoyed and said, "Why are you writing all this?" Hanali said seriously. "A manager should know everything." Now Sanseo jokingly started telling Go Yonho's secret. Gu Yunho was angry at the fact that he didn't like Shwasa, while Hanali was writing everything down, and there was a mild argument between the two. Hanali laughed and said, "Hey, you guys are behaving like a couple." The next day, the teacher assigns a new task to the class. Students need to create content for social media, where the management students will promote their artists and the performance will be judged on likes and followers. Hearing this, Hanali becomes completely nervous, because he didn't know about it at all. Then at the end of the class, he asks for help from Cynthia. Then Shinjia simply said to upload a simple selfie, but Hanali wanted to do something different, so she went to the library and started reading video editing books, but she could not understand anything. "It will be. If you don't, we won't let you live in peace." Hearing this, Hanali went to Ginho to handle the situation, and he wants to take a selfie casually. But Gin refused. Seeing this, Hanali then made an excuse, and he says, "I need a selfie with you to show my friend in Japan." Still, Go Yon doesn't agree. That's when he saw his fans standing on top. He then understands everything, so he goes straight to them and says, "Don't disturb my manager anymore." Then he takes a selfie with them so that they don't bother Hanali anymore. The fans went crazy with joy. Then Gu Yon Ho came back and saw that Hanali and Sensei were taking selfies themselves, and they were having so much fun that they didn't even notice him. Then the three of them sat together and discussed the project. Hanali then said she wanted to make video content. Sanseo gives fun ideas, but Nguyen says no directly. Hanali was a little angry, and he says, "You haven't told me your idea yet." Then he decided on a concept himself. Not fun, but cool. It's a concept, because the personality of both of them was cool. But the more you think about it, the more complicated the concept becomes, due to which Hanali became frustrated. Seeing this, Chengxi said, "Let's take a walk from the outside." Then the three of them went out. They took pictures of the photos, visited various shops, and thus they continued to have fun with everything. Guyun, meanwhile, didn't show any interest from the outside, but he was enjoying himself inside. Then they went to Namsan Tower. Chance then burned a paddle with his and Hanali's names written on it, and the light of the city from above. See, Hanali was very happy to see this. Then all of a sudden, he started filming her. That's when I got hungry for Ginho. Hanali asks what to eat. He says cutlet. This time, the final idea came to Hanali's head, and he says the video concept will be a fun outing with two Korean boys, where the viewer will think that he himself is hanging out with them, so he fixes the personalities of the two. Sansei will be a warm friend, and Goyanho is cold on the outside and soft on the inside. Hanali then shot a video while walking. Suddenly, when making a video, once he was about to fall, Chansio caught him. Meanwhile, the shooting was going on at the restaurant. Ginho wants to stop him, but he starts feeding him himself. Seeing this, Sansio grew a mild, jealous feel. After dinner, the three of them sat down to eat ice cream. Hanali then said that she herself would not be in the video. There will only be 2 boys, so that the audience thinks they're on a date. Hearing this, Changxi immediately agreed. Jian then reluctantly agreed. The video was uploaded the next day. The video went viral in no time. Likes and comments started coming from all over the world. In particular, everyone praises Go Yunha's visuals, and Hanali's concept is also very much liked by everyone. Because the video looked like a real jet. The next day, Hanali came to class excited and wanted to tell Go Yanho the news. But Ginho was still asleep, because of which he can't say anymore. And there was a shock. Hanali hugged him and said happily that our video has become a global hit. Hearing Hanali's words, Gu Young woke up and saw him so close to Chan. It's starting to happen. That's when a mysterious scene is shown. In the dark, Hanali's ravid kitchen was drenched in blood. And Hanali came and picked it up. And we understand that behind this sweet smile of Hanali, there is a dark past, which we will know a little later. While in the washroom, 2 girls were talking about Hanali's video. They said that the video looks like we are with them. If it was a whole dating series, then Sinja heard it, then she came out of the washroom and called her phone. Take out and check the results of the video and see that the content of Hanal is really very good. Seeing this, a light feeling of jealousy was born inside him. Shortly after, Hanali came into the hallway and held Sinzia's hand. But Shinja immediately stretches out his hand and says coldly, "I don't like to be touched." Hearing this, Hanali immediately apologized. Still, Shinja continued to ignore him. Seeing this, Hanali gives him snacks and candy from his bag to make him happy. But Shinja then directly asks if you are Go Yanho and Sansi in a video series with him. Will you make it? Hearing this, Hanali was happy and said, "Yes, I am thinking about it." And Hanali also said that the response of the audience was very good, and his idea also helped him a lot. But Shinja teased, and then said that everything was luck, and then he ignored her again and left from there. On the other hand, when Naminsu and Baron were practicing, Shinja came and taunted them and made fun of Namchu, but there is something in the bar. I don't say. Meanwhile, Gu Yunho's fans were very appreciative of Hanali's video. Then they bring Hanali to the leader. Shortly thereafter, Hanali was forcibly taken to rooftop. The fan leader then said that from now on you will make a video for us. Amusement park cafes are everywhere. I'll think of it as Hanali. Then he remembered why Gu Yunho had come to them that day. Then he began to realize that Gu Yunho actually wanted to protect him. Then he went down and was very happy to see the result board, because his group came first. That's why the teacher praised him a lot. Shinja, on the other hand, was second, which is why it is. He doesn't like it at all. When Hanali tried to talk to him, he got angry and left. And then he spills his anger on Baron and Minsu. Then Minsu said, "You could have worked like Hanal." Hearing this, Shinja became even more angry. And I don't like group work, because I have to do all the work. Saying that, he left there. Hanali, meanwhile, was sitting alone. Then Baron came and talked to him. He says Cinzia is very sensitive to Grace. Hanali then asks if I am just your cousin. Have you become friends with me? Then Baron says maybe in the beginning, but later he really thinks of you as a friend. Then Hanali tells him, "Please explain to him. I really consider him a friend. The next day, Shinja secretly meets the fan leader, and he provokes her and says that Hanali is misusing the manager's position. He is going to go in on the pretext of the video. Even in his house, the fan leader gets very angry and leaves. After seeing what he sees, Shinja said to himself, "It's done." Hanali, on the other hand, was sitting alone thinking about Shinja. Yeonho walks over and jokingly asks her if you were in a relationship. Hanali doesn't say we're just keeping a distance. Friendship is the most important thing to me. Yeonho then gave him a small gift to make him happy. Hanali is very happy to see this. It was a small ball with a key inside, just like her favorite movie, which made Ginho smile and then cool down as before. Then Hanali attached the key to her rabid kitchen. But as soon as she stepped out, the fans caught her again. This time they became more aggressive when the fan leader snatched his kitchen and smashed it with his foot on the ground. Hanali's facial expression changed completely. And he's not afraid this time. Slowly, he went in front of the fan leader and spoke to him in a very cold and scary voice. Hearing the look in his eyes and voice, the fan leader was scared. And they all fled from there. And this girl is not what she looks. Yeonho watches all this from behind. And this time, his Hanali began to feel a little strange. And that's where today's episode ends. And stay well, stay healthy, take care. Bye-bye.